I don't know if we spoke about it much, but did you? Because we touched it a little bit here. But you know, in regards to the Area 51,
Yeah.
what did you see on it?
You know, I haven't actually like read into it.
Yeah.
I just know like what's happening. So like some people are just like they want to storm Area 51 basically, and there's been a whole bunch of people that it's been hysterical. But like, I don't know like what came about for people to want to do that.
Right. Basically, it was just you know how you get like all these shit events that get started on Facebook as a joke.
Yeah.
Like, oh, mad rave at this school, at this or after this parents' evening, whatever, and people just joke and click on it. You know?
Yeah.
Like joke and click on it and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
This guy wanted to do the same because what they do is when you get all these people to click the events, you've got all their deets. So you can spam them with whatever event or invite them to another event, etc. So they make up like shit like this. Like,
Yeah, makes sense.
right, let's Naruto run into Area 51 dodging all them bullets and like get
This is real.
and get out the aliens. And this was a joke, right?
Man said get out the aliens.
Right? This was a joke. And it was like, and it went onto Reddit and 4chan and stuff, so people joined it for fun, made jokes about it.
Yeah.
The issue is you've got this huge group of people in this world who are alien hunters, who really fucking believe.
Jesus.
Right? They really fucking believe.
Yeah.
So they were like, this is our chance. Because they're the type of people that are crazy. They don't know if it's a joke or not. They just think it's real. They don't read the event description like Storm Area 51.
It's like,
right,
yeah, it sounds like a plan.
This shit is happening, right? And they're the ones that just suddenly booked up all these hotel spaces in the town that's like right next to Area 51.
Mad.
Right? Now by this time, this shit got so big and everyone was talking about it on the internet that like it attracted all the weirdos as well. That's why like on Reddit now they're joking about how Area 51 is going to be made up of furries. Furries are basically people who are into like sex and costumes. Naruto ninjas, like the actual like geeky anime people who just do it like, oh, let's go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Alien hunters who will seriously do it. They'll be on the front line.
Yeah.
And what's it called? Just like what's it called? People in it for the
For the bands.
Yeah,
for
just,
bands. Just to say I was there.
Yeah.
Now the issue is then all these
the issue.
all
Bare issues.
Trust me.
what made this even worse was all these celebrities like Keanu Reeves,
Yeah.
Chuck Norris,
I
Tom
saw-
Holland.
I saw the Chuck
They
Norris
started
one.
like putting in Snapchats of like I'll be there. People are like, ah, right. They're
I
like
saw-
Keanu Reeves is gonna be there. Chuck Norris is gonna be there.
You
Like
have to
all these
understand-
badass people.
That's what I'm saying. You have to understand
Like,
who these individuals
Yeah,
are.
like, all these badass action movie stars are gonna be there. Like they're pushing this narrative, right?
It's 1.5 million people that have signed it so
Yeah.
far.
And then, well, to
Oh.
add on top of that shit, right? The stupid military took it seriously and issued out a warning saying, "Bruh, don't do this," which made it all seem real.
What are they gonna do?
Which means people are actually gonna go, right?
Yeah.
And then now the news is involved, and now you're hearing it on BBC News, The Guardian. They're doing news stories.
This
That means it's
is-
even more real. That means in September at 3 a.m. there will be people out there ready to go,
You know,
ready to
things-
storm.
Let me.
You know, things escalate out of your control.
No,
Like,
no, no.
'cause I just feel like I woke up one day and then boom, it was just out here. All these
Yeah, but
memes
like
and
all
about
this, all
Area
this shit was bubbling
Yeah.
down under. You didn't
But
notice.
this is what I'm
until-
saying. Like
yeah.
I woke up one morning, boom, it's like this. I'm like, damn.
It's very rare though that a meme happens about what's happening in the future.
Yeah.
It's usually about what's happened in the past, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
So this is what makes this one a bit mad, and it's one of these things that people have no idea about but are very curious. So of course it's drawing a lot of attention. So personally, why I wanted to talk about it, as weird as it might sound, even potentially funny, is: do you believe in aliens? Growing up in a Jamaican house.
Trust me.
Hey, Jamaicans be like,
You know what?
"What do you
yeah.
fucking care what's up there? Care what's down here." Like,
But I think there's a possibility because it's like, I mean, we're here. Do you know what I mean? And we live here because we adapt to the obviously Earth's ecosystem. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we thrive. Like, what's to say? Like, things on other planets can't exist as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
This is basic evolution and how it works. Do you know what I mean? And we don't know what the planets were like thousands, millions of years ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There could have been a civilization on other planets, and like over years now, like things have happened, and then we can only just
I was,
run it from a distance.
I was watching some not documentaries, but some little clips, and I was reading some stuff. And from what I understand, my space bro knowledge might be actually quite whack. Probably is. But from what I understand, it's like, if you're from London, you know what I'm saying. It's like boroughs
Yeah.
with the galaxies.
Yeah. There's galaxies, universes.
Universe, Milky Ways,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for example, what's the biggest one? It's a galaxy, in it.
Yeah.
No, universe.
Solar
The
system.
universe.
The universe.
Solar system is small.
So you
Then
got
it
the,
goes
got the
galaxy.
Yeah.
so you got the universe.
Yeah, and then a couple of.
So let's say universe was the country. No, let's say the universe was Europe.
Yeah, a universe
Yeah.
is a continent.
Yeah, and then let's say, and then from universe, what's after that?
Galaxies.
So that's
Galaxy.
a country.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then galaxies.
Then solar systems.
Solar systems.
So that's now a city,
Yeah.
and then
Planets.
planets. So then we've got like areas, isn't it,
Yeah.
within the city.
Yeah.
So then within the city, let's say London, for example,
Yeah.
it's divided. London is into about 4, 5, 6 places. So, and then even them places are divided.
Bruh, London confuses me.
So, why are we? This is me personally. Nobody else's thought. Why are we so dumb to think that far away there's not another set of?
Yeah.
No one's saying
No, I
that.
can see what you mean.
It's just.
But
it's-
you know what's mad? Like when you think of how tiny the Earth is
I know
compared to like
the
the rest of the planets that are out there.
it takes a billion years, isn't it,
But-
to get from one.
You have to think, yeah,
More
how
than
big now imagine, yeah, you have to think how big is, because when the Earth spins, yeah, they say the Earth spins quite rapid, you get me? Around, and it spins on its axis,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it goes around the sun. Look how long our day like feel. Look how long our day. That's 24 hours. You get me? But the Earth is meant to be spinning quick. You know how big the sun has to be for our days to be as long as it is, to be spinning that quick. Bruv, it's mad. And then there's planets that are supposedly
But,
bigger
like,
than
this
Earth
is-
as well.
this is-
And Earth is one of it's not even like the
It's not
biggest.
the biggest.
But this is
Huh?
It's
what
just
I'm
the
trying
most-
to say. Like what I'm gonna say. Like the reason why.
Do you believe?
The reason why I believe there's organisms out there and not full-on intelligent life is because you need to understand how special the Earth is in terms of like the positioning, the way that it was formed, right? The way that like we have a sun that's like stable, because the sun goes through various levels and like a red suns and it can die out and explode, right? Not only that, if you're too close to the sun, it's too hot for any life to be there. If you're far away, it's too cold for any life to be there.
But imagine though, like I said,
But
like
in what?
the Earth over millions of years, because
That's what I'm
like
saying.
millions,
Yeah.
we only know we can only trace our existence back so far. Like,
So, yeah,
but there's
like,
been a cycle
in,
though.
In what climate do you know they're not to be a living organism? So, for example, in certain countries where we know it's hot, we know there's certain things that live there comfortably.
Yeah.
In the deep, deep, deep ocean, we know there's things that live there comfortably.
Yeah. But
In the cold Arctic Himalayas.
but another thing you need to realize as well, it's the elements in the air.
Yeah.
So a lot of these planets as well that are out there, there's like too much nitrogen, or too little oxygen, or too much carbon.
But what if?
Or-
What if?
say that
What
they
if? That's
can't
what I'm
breathe
saying.
that
Yeah.
now?
What if
Or
a
too much
being?
radon?
But what if a being had? But that's us.
Because
We
there's
can't
certain-
handle
there's-
that.
there's
But
certain
another
rules.
being might be able to do it.
There
That's
are,
why fish
there,
have
there are
gills
certain
to go underwater.
rules to
Do you
have,
understand what I'm
like-
saying? though?
Yeah, I get what you mean. But there are certain rules of like how, like it's just proven fact, like how these organisms develop, like what they need to live off, right? And you need carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. That's just a rule. It's just a rule.
But
you
that's
need
our
to have
rule.
But yeah,
It's not our rule. That's just physics of the world been tried, tested.
Which world?
Maths
Yeah,
involved.
this
Which
one-
world,
We
though?
haven't
There
been
are
to
no-
these places.
but that's
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying,
like,
which
because there's
world?
only 100. Like, there's only a certain set of elements. There's no new elements. We found all the elements.
That's and we found. Listen,
We found
no, no,
new
no, 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 no,
elements,
no, no,
yeah?
no. Let me say something.
No, but like, there's no. You can't invent new
listen,
elements. out
when
of
you're
thin air.
small, when
Bruh.
you're a kid,
Yeah.
when you're a kid, yeah, you learn as much animals as you can. When you get older, you learn more things. Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. blah. You heard of this animal? I think it's in Sudan. It's called the shoebill.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the
That
animal.
cat-like
You've
creature.
actually seen it before,
Well,
I haven't seen
I'm
it
happy to
physically,
say
no,
that.
but I've heard of it. Yeah.
bruv. This looks like a freaking dinosaur.
Mad.
When I saw it, I was like, "Raw! I'm a big boy and I've seen this thing."
Yeah.
Do you understand? And I showed it to someone else as well. No, but
I
I've
mean,
never
there's
seen this
always
before.
things to discover.
I know, but this is my point.
But you need to
if
understand.
on this very earth, if on this very earth, we've been here for so long and we've not seen a freaking bird before,
You need to understand. You can't.
how is it that we've not seen?
You could say that there's aliens, but there's certain rules that it has to follow. This is why I said I believe that there's microorganisms out there.
But they're our rules. This
no,
is,
there's
this is
no
my
such
point.
thing as it's the universe's rules.
Nah.
The reason why I've been able to develop to this point of thinking about aliens.
I don't
is
think.
because
I don't think. I don't
honestly,
think, nothing is governed by anything's
there are
law or
certain-
rule.
there are
So
certain
if,
laws.
for example, there are
Gravity, mate.
I'll give you an example. There could be, and I could be chatting absolute shit right now. There could be a planet over there where they come over, or when they see another mate, they will just put that in the mate's body with thought. Yeah. Let's say, and let's say I'm talking bullshit now. Let's say one of those aliens was Jesus. Not Jesus, was God when Mary got pregnant. Yeah.
Right.
Hear what I'm saying? Just hear what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I know it
yeah.
sounds foolish, but I'm just saying. Just
Yeah.
hear what I'm saying. Because that's the only thing on this earth that we as human beings know in any religion
Yeah.
that knows of anything supernatural happening. Somebody just said you were gonna be with child. Do you
How
understand
do
what
you
I'm
know
saying?
Mary wasn't lying? And
Well,
she
yeah,
just
yeah.
shagged
But
that.
yeah, no, that's true. You're 100% right. My point here is not religion. My point here is something supernatural happened where something unexplainable was able to happen.
Yeah, but you're
There
talking
could
about
be-
two different things.
No. What I'm saying is, the only reason why I'm saying this is because we're talking about universal laws, and I'm saying that not everything is governed by universal law. There could be. It's like, as a child, if you think to yourself about swimming, you don't think about drowning. You just think, I need to learn how to swim. You don't realize that you can't do what fishes can't do because it's a universal law.
But it's mad though, because at birth, as a child,
Yeah,
you can swim and breathe.
Do you know,
Well, that's to a
babies,
certain
babies
extent, though.
float? Do you know babies float?
I know, but
Yeah.
some fat people can float as well. I'm not saying fat like that. Sorry, people, but I mean some people that are very.
Yeah.
I've seen people just float in the water. I wonder how they do it. Have you ever tried to float?
Yeah.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Can you float?
Do you know
No,
there's
I can't float.
You know in the Black Sea, because it has so much high salt content,
Yeah.
you can just
That's
Yeah.
a Dead Sea, isn't it?
Yeah.
the Dead Sea.
that's
Sorry,
right.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
It's the Dead Sea.
Yeah. Is that where's it in Israel?
Yeah, it's
It's
just between,
after
next to
that, yeah.
Israel.
Yeah,
and Egypt.
yeah. But no, I've tried before. I've tried to do that before. This is another conversation as well, you know.
Because black people can't swim. You
No,
said.
no. We're gonna move on to Little Mermaid. But you know something else
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
true though, it's true.
No. But I mean, I think that's based on bone density. But I think we swim differently. But I think drowning. It's called drowning. No. This
It's
ain't
called
funny though.
physics, mate.
This isn't funny.
It's
This is-
physics.
but I mean,
Physics to our laws.
I've seen people float on the water, like floats.
Yeah, I've done
You know
it
the,
before.
you know the floats,
Yeah.
and you're saying you're black.
Yeah. But you just go. You just let your body go, and you're like.
No.
And you
No.
start floating.
If I put my head back and lift my foot up, my head.
Mate, I don't know
will
what
go
you're doing
down.
wrong, mate.
My
You
body
literally get starfish. You need to increase the surface area of your body, and then the water will push you up. It's called gravity. It just pushes you up. And I did physics A level. You're just staring at me like I'm talking magic.
Why when people fall in the water they don't just float?
Because because the way they fall in the water is like this, and then they start scrambling.
But
They
then they
don't-
can flatten
They
themselves
don't
if they
think.
know what to
What
do.
do they tell you when you?
Wait,
when,
no,
when,
hold on.
what did they tell you? Like when in cinemas, they sometimes put like those drowning videos. They're like keep calm, and float. Like just keep calm.
In the cinema?
Yeah, in the cinema they used to have these drowning videos, because people. You've never seen them before.
No, bro.
There's this
No.
advert that like they send out these adverts where they were like, a friend and a friend were drinking, and then suddenly the guy falls in the water, and then like they're like, oh, like follow these easy steps,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you'll live longer. Like, which is just keep calm. Because
Yeah.
remember, when you fall in the water, you know how to swim. You just panic. When you're panicking, you're like, ah, ah, and then you
Yeah,
start
but that-
swallowing water.
Yeah,
And
they
you
say
start-
that not. Yeah.
But if you just
the salt
Understand
water,
not to do that.
obviously.
Not if to flail around.
Yeah.
But that's what people do when they go. The people that drown usually are the ones that are flailing around, or they've got like something stuck on their leg, dragging them down. But had they just like leant back and just floated, they would have been fine. Not fine for long.
I was about
Plus,
say,
you have to remember as well, clothes drag you down.
Yeah, no. Once they get wet and they're heavy.
Yeah,
and then
yeah, they
will-
drag you down.
So you're saying basically, if you was naked, ideally,
Ideally, yeah.
rather than
You should
shorts
float.
or something, you
Or-
should float.
And this is another thing as well. Some bodies of water, when they're like freezing cold, like in the ocean, that's why people drown in the ocean. Your muscles, like, stop the blood flow because it's so cold.
Yeah.
So your what's it called? Your veins and stuff like start contracting, so you lose blood flow and you start like getting sleepy, tired, and then your body just slowly like you stop being able to float because you're keeping yourself like that to float,
You know what?
and you start sinking.
I want to talk about too many different things here because it's just mad. But so I try not to talk about my life too much, But have you ever tussled with a person, let's say, yeah, in any environment, whether it be a good tussle or a bad tussle, and you've realised, rah, this person's light, or you thought, rah, this person's heavy,
Yeah.
but the person didn't look like
Yeah.
they were what they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I remember picking up this girl, and she was not of African descent. She was a big girl, bruv. I lifted her comfortably. Could have been adrenaline, could have been the time, could have been my strength, could have been this, but I lifted her comfortably. And I've been with a girl of African
And you
descent,
struggled.
Yeah.
and I lifted, but it was a
Yeah.
thing. Do you know what I mean? So I do think, to an extent, it has something to do with potentially the bone,
No.
Body mass.
body mass, or
No,
something.
It's called BMI for a reason. Plus, muscle mass does take into account. Plus, the situation, like you said, adrenaline, the state of your body that particular day,
Yeah.
like your mentality, it all factors in. Like when I'm drunk, I can do some crazy shit, like jump shit, and then the next day my body's like aching.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know that you only use 10%. Your cells only use 10%. Like your muscles only use it at 10%.
I heard that's your
capacity.
brain, innit?
No, not only your brain, muscle cells in general.
So
Everything.
you know what? Just so we stay. This is my whole thing as well. Why I believe there's something out there. If we are using 10%,
Mhm.
and there's nothing out there not using 24.
No one's saying that there's not
Dolphins
out
use
there.
more than us.
Yeah,
Dolphins
dolphins use more than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have that extra sensory perception. So like that's why they communicate via sound.
Yeah. I can communicate by
yeah.
sound.
But like,
They do, but it's not like they basically have a radar.
Like Echo,
Yeah.
the dolphin.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
They can sense
Sonar.
when
Yeah.
things are around. They've got
Sonar.
sonar. That's the
Yeah.
one. Yes,
That's mad. What?
because they
so what
use
is
more
it?
of their brain.
But you don't see it, do you?
you're using it
No.
here. You're literally using it here. My voice is reverberating on that,
Yeah.
and the system's reading it.
But it's not.
Because
It's
that
not.
they've got that in their head. What's so difficult to
But
understand?
theirs
Yeah, we have
theirs
it though as
expands
well.
to a radius though.
That's what I'm saying.
Theirs
We have the
expands
same
to a
thing.
radius because they're
Yeah.
in the body of water, and water vibrations.
But if we was in water and Shakes was and if we was in water and you were trying to talk to me in water, yeah,
We're gonna die.
we're
gonna die.
Bruh.
no,
I'm
but
never gonna
they've
hear
got
you,
like a
something.
better system to like vibrate the water than us.
It's like
lower
it's
humming
like
sound.
with submarines now. They have
Yeah.
sonar. You get
Like,
me?
doo,
You get me? And
yeah,
Yeah.
they can pick up things on their sonar because it sends out sounds
and then it bounces back
and
off things.
it picks up the vibrations
Yeah.
in the water. That's what
Because
happens.
the vibrations are basically the sound bouncing off
And
things
that's
and
how-
coming back. That's why you've got these things in your studio.
To
Because
absorb.
these absorb it, the vibrations. They don't send
Yeah.
it back. Instead of
that's,
going through
that's,
the wall.
that's what happens. It sends out sounds and it feels the vibrations coming back. So yeah, there's something over there. You get me?
I still feel though that
I
there's
think blind people do. I think blind people do that. You know.
They
Yeah, I
say
think
they say
blind-
it's a rumor.
It's a
That
mad
hasn't
thing.
been proved yet, but they're saying that because someone goes blind, their other senses are more
in heightened.
attuned.
It's true.
Yeah.
I believe this.
I mean, like,
I do.
it's not proven yet.
I believe it.
Nobody knows yet.
Where they can read Braille.
Do you know how I
Have you
believe
ever
that?
tried to close your eyes and try to read Braille?
Yeah,
D-
but
d-
you,
no.
you could do it if you tried. No, like,
I believe that from when I learned to play the piano, you know, as weird as it might sound, because there's a lot of things to say, but I mean, when I would play and I would look around, because I wear glasses as well, as you know, and I'm short-sighted in it, so I can see things in front of me easier.
Yeah.
And when I'd look down at words of songs and chords and stuff, it was as weird as it might sound. I'm looking at it, it's too clear. It's too much for me. When I look away, everybody's blurry, the people that were in front of me. When I close my eyes, now, it's just my brain.
Because you're concentrating on just.
Yeah, it's just my brain and my ears. So I'd scan everything straight, close my eyes, then it's all there.
Yeah.
Like a sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then sometimes there'd be things happening in, let's say, a band, and I'm so attuned to what's happening, I'm more attuned to it than I would be. If I had my
think
eyes
about this,
open.
right?
Yeah.
Think about this, okay? Do you know that everything you do is actually time delayed? Because by the time the light picks up in your
Oh
eyes,
yeah.
it
I
goes
know
into
that
your
because
senses.
things bounce off your eyes. And
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
you can see flickering on computers, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Got it. That's my train of thought. But the reason why, like when you close your eyes, is because your neurosenses aren't having to compute what's going from the light going through your eyes, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just computing your ears. You're concentrating more on it. That's all it is.
I'm reducing the what my brain's
Yeah,
work
it's like shutting down a program on your PC.
in order to make another one run
Faster,
smoother,
yeah.
faster. Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
So ultimately,
Blind people are just sick.
huh?
Blind people are just sick.
Well, but they're not doing anything that. You know what I saw one day, but they flopped. But I saw two blind. I saw a blind couple meet each other from far.
Yeah.
Bro, it was so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she was coming because I brought her in to him, and he could hear her.
Stick.
Yeah, from far,
Yeah.
and he was calling her, and then she goes, "Thank you." But when she said thank you to me, I thought she was just saying thank you as in, "I'm so sorry, I've been spitting on you today."
He's drowning.
Yeah,
now.
when she said thank you, I
Drenched.
thought she was saying thank you as in thank you for all of this, but she was saying thank you as in that's enough.
Yeah.
Like,
Leave me alone.
yeah. I'm like, do you want me to? She goes, no, it's okay, bro. She had to go through another door, and walk a period
Yeah.
to get to him.
Mad.
I was like, are you sure you want me? She goes, no, it's all right. I can hear him. And then she just continued there. And then they linked it with their sticks. That was it. And then they just linked and then went away together. I was like,
bless.
that was sick.
Aye.
Yes.
But they left the door open. but yeah, it was sick. Well done to them. But ultimately, if it was like a question, yes or no, do you think that there are living beings out there
Yeah, but not as intelligent.
that were, I think, more intelligent?
If they were more intelligent, they would have met us by now.
I don't think they want to meet us.
No. They
Who
would.
they might be monitoring.
Do you know someone?
Yeah.
Do you know
Nah.
someone said the only reason? Now this is true. Okay, think about it this way: the only reason why an alien race would be coming to Earth is to invade it. You know why? The only reason you'd invent a way of traveling to somewhere else, not to explore and be froofy, is to exploit resources.
So going back to what you said. Sorry, going back to what you said. There are some universal laws. Yes.
Yeah.
What if they've come here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sin. This is not good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where they were
Yeah.
was okay. Maybe they were happy with a certain resource, but they were like, the atmosphere, the climate for me is not good. There's no point in us coming here. Do you understand what I'm saying?
There's a various number of elements, and the only reason why, and there wouldn't be any reason why they wouldn't, like, it doesn't matter what we get up to. Think about it this way, right? They are intelligent. They don't understand what we're doing. They don't. They're so intelligent that you guys look stupid. Like, it doesn't. They don't understand the whole fact of you arguing and fighting
That
because
makes
they're so above us. They're
Yeah.
so intelligent. They've invented space travel.
This is what I
They
mean.
English is just gibberish. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They will come and visit. They will. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no like, oh yeah, because they're fighting each other. It's like they've got morals. No, they could have a totally different set of morals.
Yeah.
The only basic need that every animal and instinct, like, it's resources. A fight for resources.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's
Yeah.
what.
The
that's
only
what's
reason
happened
why they've
over
come
the
here
last 600, 700
Is to get
years.
not in
Maybe
peace.
we don't have what they
I
need.
don't
though.
get why they. I don't get why they know. They like you can extract resources like from everything.
Yeah,
You've got all the
true.
elements possible,
True.
right?
I mean,
the only
but-
reason
all the
they-
elements possible to what we think we know.
But like we could have more here. You don't
Imagine
like,
that.
what
Nah,
if that
because
vibranium
imagine
was
now,
real?
the minerals in moon rock now is definitely going to be different from Earth's.
no,
Correct.
it's the same.
Is it?
Yeah,
I can't believe you still.
no, it's the same.
You're going to have to test some moon rock. For
They've tested
That's
moon
what I'm
rock.
saying.
We've got
moon rock.
We
Yeah,
have
test
moon
some-
rock. We have moon rock.
When you can
Yeah.
land
We
on
have
Mars
moon rock.
and tell me Mars is the
when
same
they
rock.
went to the moon.
But I heard.
I don't-
I heard when. Listen, I heard when they went up there. Was it in 60?
Yeah, 68.
60, yeah, when they went up there, I heard the camera they used weren't invented yet.
It's because they've got like look. You can
Right.
invent a
This
space
is
rocket.
what I'm saying.
They've got no. It wasn't invented to the public.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? It's not public.
Okay. Like
Because
a
it's
computer
too
was, I remember a
expensive,
computer
yeah.
was designed and it was
It's
like
too
the same size as this room.
expensive to like give out to the public.
Yeah.
They had cameras like that, and even since then, say the moon landing was fake, right? Since then, right? There's been so many asteroid landings and comets and everything that have fallen to the Earth. They've tested them. The moon isn't some like magical thing like you think. It's literally made up of just sand, granite. Same thing you can find here on Earth. It's just a chunk of rock. Some are even saying that the moon actually was a part of Earth at one
So
point,
in saying that now,
and it split apart.
so in saying that now,
Yeah, the moon was part of Earth.
now I've
per
heard
se.
that still. They've heard that
Yeah.
like a comet here and then boom, piece of.
Yeah, then that
thing
became the
flew up
moon
here.
What?
But now,
because of gravity.
but
so
now,
why is it
imagine
bright
now,
then?
Because of the sun.
the sun, yeah, the sun
Charging
You
it.
just sound
No,
so stupid.
charging.
But I don't understand. I don't know. I don't care.
No, that's just
That's year
reflection
7
from,
science,
that's just
mate.
light.
But I don't know.
That's science. That's
That's just
giddy
light.
science.
That's just light
from the sun going through the moon.
The same way we get light.
Yeah.
Yeah. The moon also gets light from the sun.
It goes through the moon.
I
Hey.
didn't know.
Maybe
But
that
now,
was
but
like
in saying
primary school
what
science.
you
didn't
said
learn
though, in saying what you said though, yeah. Why, if the moon has the same minerals and everything like that
Yeah.
that it does on Earth,
Yeah.
still why no life?
Why there's no life on the moon? Because there's no atmosphere.
I mean, you say that.
There's no atmosphere up on the moon.
There's probably just a little less.
No, because the
atmosphere
moon is
for
so
us to be
small,
there.
it doesn't have an atmosphere.
You know how small Earth is to other planets.
Yeah, but you know how small the moon is. The
Yes.
moon, you know the moon. They're trying to classify a moon as an asteroid because it's
Yeah,
that
but
tiny.
imagine though. But they try to say Pluto was a planet, and now they're trying to say Pluto ain't no planet.
Yeah, I heard that.
Pluto's just a moon.
Because when I was
One
a
of
kid, I
the
remember
moons.
Pluto being
Like,
a
bro,
planet, and then
yeah.
now it's not.
But now,
Like,
'cause
for
they
something-
try to flip the script bare times, you know. You get me? And then their
What is
excuses,
classified
their
as a
excuses
planet?
they want to try to
That's
say.
why anything that's like has a gravitational pull,
Yeah.
like
The
big
moon
enough
has-
to have a gravitational pull. The
The
moon
moon
does
has-
not have a gravitational.
But you can stand.
It has
on
a
the moon.
very small gravitational pull.
But you can stand.
Like it's rotating on the Earth for a reason. Basically, it has to be big enough that the gravital, like the orbit, you're orbiting the sun. That's the
Yeah.
only thing.
So my
We're not
ex-
attracted to any other planet,
Okay,
are we?
so in saying that, then, how many moons does Saturn have?
Like 12 or something.
How? So you're saying that Saturn's moons would have to be like, look how big Saturn is compared to Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. Saturn's moons
So
are very
their
tiny.
moons must be about the size of Earth,
No, they're not.
but the gravitational pull of Saturn is going to be greater than Earth because look how big it is.
Not necessarily, but
It would have to be.
But the moons around
It would-
Saturn
it
are
would have to be.
moon-sized. No, they're not.
It would have to
No,
be.
they're not.
It would have to be.
Mate, Google that shit. I can
Bruv,
tell you now.
Unless someone's gone to Saturn, yeah.
They've sent
Unless-
satellites to Saturn.
Based on what we're saying,
They've
yeah.
sent satellites to Saturn.
So and they've sent a satellite and it's orbited Saturn.
Yes.
How far from them?
Their satellites have gone to Neptune and Uranus.
How far? Please, if that was the case, we would have been there, done that.
No,
already
literally.
as well.
No, they've sent satellites to
Would
Uranus.
have been there,
and
done that
Neptune.
as well.
No, we wouldn't.
We
Because
were- how are we gonna send a
Do you know
satellite
why?
there and say we can't send a man there?
do you know why we can't send a man to Saturn? Because of the storms. There's no way to land it.
Is it the rocks?
Yeah.
But hold on. But they managed to get a satellite through that storm.
No, they didn't send it in. They orbited around it.
So why can't we orbit it,
We can if we have the resources.
bruv?
But we don't.
If you send
know
a
how-
satellite there,
you know how far Saturn
you can
is.
Send a
By the time
ship
we
there.
get to Saturn, the guy would be an old man. That's why they sent
Wow.
they sent a satellite years ago, like 20. We're talking 20, 30 years
So
ago.
you're telling me these years ago they
Mm.
had technology to send something and orbit Saturn, but now we can't go there.
No, we can, but like you'd probably die on the way because of old age or not enough food.
Bruv.
Like think about the amount of
It ma-
resources you'd have to
like,
take with you to last
it
for
just-
30 years. You'd have to build a big enough rocket.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Honestly,
The
genuinely.
time scales and how
And you know
and in fact the way Earth has terraformed in general over
Millennia.
years, over millennia. You get me? You're telling me that the same thing never happened to other planets as well.
no, it happened.
So I just find it hard to believe that we can't just for us to sit here and be like, yeah, the Earth terraformed where this kind of civilization before, and then now there's this, and it's like the other planets don't have that.
No, I said
Just 'cause
there is
we've
organisms.
not proved it, so it just don't.
No, I said there is organisms, but
Oh,
I did
yeah,
say,
but
and I
like-
did say that there is a fact that there could still be intelligent life, but the only reason why they'd contact Earth
What
is
if?
to take us over.
What if
What if?
they're just developing at the same pace as us?
And that's
and they ain't
absolutely
reached
fine.
us?
Yeah. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying, like you need to think about how much of a miracle Earth is in terms of the way it formed, the way it hasn't been extinguished by like an asteroid coming over, the way it's like.
I've
It's
always
like,
wondered that.
because there's like planets where like there was a bit of life or water, whatever,
Mhm.
completely fucked up. Do you know how Earth got like life? It's because there was an asteroid that had ice forming on it, landed on the Earth, and that's how the water formed. And then that from there a plant came, made more oxygen and
An
carbon.
asteroid made of ice.
Yeah, well, like loads of ice on the asteroid, so
Was
when
it
it
from
landed,
Pluto?
I don't know, I don't know, but
Little Pluto.
It could have been bigger.
who knows? Yeah, but like yeah, and then because of the volcanoes erupting,
Yeah.
that released sulfur in the air, and sulfur fell on the earth, made it more fertile, the ground fertile enough for plants to grow. And then like they're saying that the ice itself had little organisms in it, right? This is why I said there could be organisms somewhere else, and that they developed into like us and monkeys and stuff
Aren't
like that.
they saying they're trying to terraform Mars or find a way for people to live on Mars?
Yeah, they are trying.
What's his name? Richard
Imagine,
Branson's
you
trying
know
to
how
save people,
upset I will be if we make it to Mars and we say, oh yeah, we can survive on Mars now, and then for people to turn around and be like, there's no life on other planets. I'm like, but you've literally just proved that we can live on another planet.
No.
But why would you wanna live on another planet?
The reason why we can is because we can bring resources there and do it. Like bring water over there, put plants in. Like try and get. But you need like millions of plants to
But
put
how are you
enough
going to
oxygen in
breathe
the
that
air.
atmosphere then?
Sorry.
How are you going to breathe that atmosphere?
This is why I said it's a slow process of like bringing loads of our trees and plants, putting in an oxygen container,
Yeah.
releasing
Around the planet.
Yeah, releasing oxygen
Yeah.
slowly. It's like making the putting more organisms on Mars. It's like a very very slow process. We're basically doing Earth 2.0.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but like that happened naturally. This is why I mean how special it is compared to us putting all the ingredients on that planet and making it into something. It's hard. It's very slow. But like I'm trying to say, like the Earth is so fucking specifically special. Like,
Can you imagine if like they did all that, like they managed to like terraform Mars, and then some other piece of life just turned up there, and then when we landed, we was like, bruv,
yeah, this is my place. Well, this is why people are.
what are you doing?
This is why
And
people
then
are.
they
Like,
said, I believe, or we'll wipe out your planet.
yeah, but this is why people are scared of like the U.S. Like now with Trump going, I'm going to build a space for it. Like, look, space is meant to be free. You can't like just go. Do you know what the solution is to?
Trump's a joker.
You know, but you know what the solution
clown,
is.
you
The
know.
only thing that will unite this Earth is an existential threat.
Bruv, I've said this a million times.
If aliens come, it'll unite the Earth straight away.
I've said this a million times. The moment an alien comes and then he starts boxing up white people, putting them in chains, going over to India, grabbing a bat and putting them all together. And
It's
people
not
be
even
like,
necessary to attack. You could just see a floating spacecraft there. It does nothing.
Bruh,
I
It'll
think
unite the Earth.
everyone's gonna turn to black people, the black bruv. What do you mean? How did you get out of this the last time? Revolt, bruv.
Oh my no, bro.
Well, this is what they were saying.
That was Everyone's gonna turn. You lot have been through a serious situation.
Yeah.
What did you do?
That's all you gonna
This
have. Now
is
listen
like
now.
have you
Yeah.
watched the South Park movie? When Canada's invading, they put all the black people in the forefront.
Yeah,
They take all the
bruv,
bullets
they
first.
disrespect.
They're like all white people here. Yeah,
Operation
so-
Get Behind the Darkies.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what it's called. Operation Get By the Dark.
No.
And then like when the war started, the black people just legged it
Yeah. Yeah.
because they knew they sussed what was happening. They were like, shit, gotta get
Could
out.
you imagine though if we fully got enslaved?
Operation
Like,
Darkies.
like, how did you? That'd be mad.